Okay, thank you, Manla, Wichengla, and all the student participants of NSU or NUS, BS. Okay, it's a great joy for me to be with all of you once more. And today, if possible, I'd be more happy that more questions come from the audience side, because that the clarity comes about what you are thinking, what my thoughts, and from your thoughts I can learn. Particularly, and of course, I've been to Singapore many times, and I've been interacting with the Singaporean people, the university professors, and so forth. So it has been a great opportunity for me, having met with the people from different walks of life in Singapore. And meanwhile, yes, I like to also listen to the youngsters, the students, and I come to learn that you are also on the verge to sit for your exams. And my prayers with all of you for the success of the exams. And so therefore, if you have some questions, I would truly appreciate your questions towards the end. I'll try my best to give a slot of time for question answer. So last time, if you could remember, that what we said is that first of all our problems, the problems, the miseries that we go through, the happiness that we are seeking, is all related to a mind. And given that, for example, on the screen on which you are watching what is happening, say everywhere on the screen, something's happening there, something's happening actually in the tiny chips there, and everything has a specific reason there. Likewise, any resultant states, mental resultant states, or the mental resultant states of the happiness, sadness, depression, anxiety, and so forth, there's always reason there in the causes. So last time what we said is that the Buddha taught the need for cause and the need for us to understand the cause and effect, and all these effects that we're experiencing should necessarily come into being through the respective causes, and effects that we anticipate should also be happening because of the corresponding causes. So we have to identify what are the causes that are responsible in giving rise to the undesirable results, and what are the causes responsible for the desirable results. This is what we have learned. Then we also learned about what's the mechanism, the correlation between the causes and the results in a mental state. For example, with the same event, some people, they feel they're not disturbed. For other people, things can be extremely traumatizing, very disturbing. So why? So there's a mechanism, the cause-effect relationship. There's a mechanism involved there. So we have to know the mechanism. If you know the mechanism, and it's not that the mechanism of the cause-effect relationship, the dynamics is the same for all. No, there's the overall, the broad map is the same, but the details can differ among the individuals. Say, one girl can differ from another girl, one boy can differ from another boy. So this is what we need to remember. So having said this, I'm not going to repeat through the mechanism, the dynamics by which the mental experiences of joys, happiness, ease, sadness, anxiety, and so forth, how they come. Last time we discussed about the mind and mental factors. Within mental factors, there are 51 the 51 mental factors, of which particularly the first 5, they're extremely relevant to our maintaining emotional balance. And these 5, the first one, contact; second one, the attention; third one, discrimination; fourth one, the feeling; and finally, the intention. So, I say, for example, how our mind behaves. We think that we are like the master, and our mind and my body, they are like servants. But in reality, it's very strange. For example, some people are very cool, or some people are more agitated. So this all determined by the mental state. The mental state. So this mental state, and which determines who you are. Very cool person, or very agitated person, or a knowledgeable person, or less knowledgeable, compassionate, not compassionate, or somebody who's very holistic, or somebody who is the localized thinking. So it's all determined by your mind. So how that mind determines who you are. So we talked about the 5 points. The 5 points. First, the contact and the attention. These 2 are the things which primarily, they pick up the information. And what kind of information? What kind of information that you pick up? And that decides. Number 3, discrimination, which means that, okay, this person is very good, this university is very good, this college is very good, this job is very good, or this job is not good, this neighbor is not good, and the weather is not good, or weather is very good, whatever. So these are all a sense of discernment, sense of the discrimination that comes to your mind based on what kind of information that we gathered by the contact and the attention with respect to the set of information. Then on that basis, with the discrimination, then the feelings arise. Feelings. This is a very complicated matter, and this is amazing matter. Amazing? And can also be very complicated. For example, say somebody who can otherwise be extremely calm, gentle, when the feeling goes wrong, that person can become really very aggressive. And somebody who is otherwise extremely docile and the introvert, when the feeling opens up, then the person can become outgoing, or can be easily interacting with other people, interactive. So the feelings decide. And this feeling makes the intention, and they wanting to do something. For example, if somebody brings, let's say this small fan, which is very useful, practical, and useful, particularly for me. Say in my case, in Delhi, weather was extremely cold, but I prefer to have a fan with me. And the Singaporeans, usually you will not understand what is cold. But those people who do not go out of Singapore, you're always in a very moderate temperature, like 20 to like say 35, 36, 37, maximum 38, 39. I don't know if Singapore ever had 40 or 45. Any idea? Singapore, did you have 45, 46, 47 degrees centigrade? You never had. You never had. So what I'm saying, you don't have that experience. Whereas we in Delhi, we know what is like 4 degrees centigrade. 4 degrees centigrade. We know what is 47 degrees centigrade. We know that. So what I'm saying is that with the different the kind of situations, when the feelings they become really unpleasant, then the intention is the one which makes your mind move. For example, let's say, look, my hand is moving with this gesture. What makes my hand move? And we think that it's my free will. I'm moving. Yes, it is your free will. This free will is working on what level? On the level of your mind. Your mind is moving it. So in a way, your mind is given the instruction. So you can talk about the brain. Brain giving instruction to the muscles, hand muscles, to move. And which part of the brain is not? When they say most of the people who are not you're not exposed to neuroscience, or who are not too closely exposed to neuroscience, we may get the feeling that okay, the brain gives instruction. Overall speaking, yes, that's true. But the brain is not just one entity, it's the numerous entities, numerous parts. And these parts, if you go there into subtler the workings of the brain, how the work distribution was done on these different parts of the brain, we don't see that we don't see one central agent, one central part in brain to say that this one which dictates all the parts of the brain to work like this. No, there's no one, but there's mutuality dependency. And if you push further, you see that the brain is actually working under the dictate of your mind. This is a very serious discussion. This is where the brain and the mind, these are one or these are different. While this is a huge topic, at the same time, it's very interesting for us to explore this, that the brain and mind, they are different. And how different? Let me quickly share with you the point that for example, in simple terms, as I said earlier, with the brain, the different parts. When I was age, I think about like maybe 19 or 20, I joined from my high school. Then I completed my high school, and initially I was thinking of becoming a physicist. Because in my school days, I was so fond of physics and mathematics. I was thinking of becoming a physicist. And then then I joined the philosophy, the Tibetan Buddhist philosophy. And in my institute, I was trained in the philosophy and psychology. And it so happened that my main teacher, Venerable Geshe Dorji, he invited the lady American doctor to give a talk on neuroscience to his students. So we were told about like 100 monks in the institute and studying philosophy and psychology. And this lady doctor was requested by my teacher, who was also the principal of the institute, to give a talk on neuroscience. And my teacher assigned me to be the translator to translate from English to the Tibetan language, because that most of the monks, they do not speak Tibetan. They do not speak English. So I was translating, and since that I was from the school, primarily for two reasons. One, I speak English, and also that I was exposed to modern education with neuroscience, a little bit of neuroscience, not complicated neuroscience, a little bit of neuroscience in the teenage years, and of course, the physics, mathematics. So I was assigned to be the translator. While translating, to my amazement, I was so amazed that the little neuroscience that I studied the last 2 years, not the 2 years, the second last year of my high school, is extremely gross in comparison with what I studied, or what I learned that evening. The talk given on neuroscience by the American lady doctor. And I was fascinated in ways that how she explained the workings of the brain, the neurons. It was just I just thought that if this is how the brain works, this part of the brain is for emotions, amygdala, and so forth, for the emotions. And this part of the brain, the cortex, is primarily for the visual, the sensory, the information. And that part of the brain is for the giving instructions, to the muscles, and so forth, language. And this just really thrilled me. And that evening, I did not have a sound sleep. I could not really sleep, for the reason that if this is how the brain works, where is the mind? If there's no mind, why should I have to do Buddhist philosophy? This was the dilemma that hit me so hard on that night. And then from there, I started to explore the delve into my own journey of exploring whether or not there's a mind different from the brain. It is amazingly, I would say, exciting. It's a long journey, but a very exciting journey. And for me personally, it was a very helpful, very beneficial journey. Okay, having said this, now the point is that if this is the mechanism of our mind, the next question is I don't want stress, I don't want problems, and how to solve the problems. Problems all related to the mental. And from the proposed questions which came to me, I say these questions are mostly related to the anxiety and the ontological reality outside and so forth. So what we said last time is that to managing your emotions, for example, yes, some people, when they feel a little anxiety and so forth, then they take the break, then they go out, adventure, holidays and so forth to distract themselves. Whereas for some people, they need more rest, just lie down sleep for like hours and hours. For some people, just go for light activation of brain rather than to go into deeper, sophisticated activation of brain and so forth. So all in all, what we said in our last session was that broadly speaking, there are two ways to manage our emotions. Okay. Yes, of course, we're talking about the managing the emotions. At the same time, we should not rule out what is known as the psychiatric treatment. So where the emotions go haywire, where you don't have the control of your own emotions, where you really go haywire, your mind simply goes haywire, then you have to go, there's no choice other than to go for the psychiatric treatment. This is one thing. So here, it's not really about managing your emotions. It's about first bringing the sanity to you. Only when the sanity comes to your mind, then you can talk about managing your emotions. So there's one great teacher who wrote a book referred to as how to be a self the therapist. Meaning that how can you be your own therapist? Okay, so therapist to manage emotions. So we talked about the three ways. Number one is the cognitive transformation. Bringing about cognitive transformation to see that the world is very different from how it appears to my mind. When you see that, you discover the reality deeper and more differently from how the world appears to you, then your mind will find the calmness and the rest. This is one approach. Then number two is, so that the first one is primarily the cognitive transformation. And number two is the affective transformation. What does it mean by affective transformation? It means how the mind shows affinity. Say we are like in a roller coaster of emotions. So when you meet with somebody who you love, then your mind just go like crazy. When you meet with another person who you don't love, your mind can really feel the whole world is too dark, gloomy, and so forth. And somebody who you love so much, let's say, doesn't show any interest in you, again your mind goes so crazy. This is our mind, how the mind behaves. So this is where the affective mind is the not behaving in your favor. Affective mind, that is harming us. So now, how to bring about an effective transformation of your own mind so that your emotions will be balanced and your emotions will be under control. This is number two. Then number three is that while the first two, they are the primary So the first one is the cognitive transformation to bring about such ease in your mind. Ease, high level ease. Then number 2 is the affective transformation of your mind, where your affinity is not blinded. It's not blinded, either total dark, total white, or total black. So this is the affinity wise, this is a problem. Then you're tossed between two, and your mind swings, and you're involuntarily, which means that you lost total control of your own mind. So now third one is how to stabilize these two transformations. How to stabilize the cognitive transformation and how to stabilize the affective transformation. What do you mean by stabilizing the stabilizing element? It is like, let's say, constructing a house. Most of the young Singaporeans, I'm not sure if you have really seen people constructing the buildings brick by brick. You must have seen, oh, now this building is coming up, and now that building is coming up. But I don't know how many you have actually seen brick by brick the building is being stacked. So this is when you build the walls, say you put up like the 10 bricks stacked one over the other, 10 bricks, and then if you stack like 100 bricks one over the other, it'll fall because it's not set. Now, like 10 bricks, keep it like this for one day because it requires time to set. Set meaning that it builds a balance or steadiness, because the cement will start to become set and become stable. So that will hold. Then the next day again you stack another 10 over this. So this is the meaning of setting the cement to build to give a steadiness, stability to the cement. Likewise, there are emotions. Cognitively, when you bring about transformation to this, or effectively you bring about transformation to this, you need time to set. We need to training to let the mind set with these. Otherwise, cognitively it can be very, what are you seeing now? You are seeing me as a human being giving talk, but there's the reality that you can discover if you're a little more inquisitive, if you go a little deeper into the analysis to see the ontological reality. You see that the world that you're interacting with, for example, the person that you're interacting with, or amongst yourself, seeing somebody as a boy, girl, and so forth, these are all just illusion that your mind is creating. And when you discover that, if you discover it from 0 to 100, it can be extremely shocking. So therefore, it requires a great deal of preparation for one to go slow into this process to bring about a cognitive transformation. But this information which the Buddha taught to bring about the cognitive transformation, yes, even before Buddha, there were many teachers who came up with the idea of cognitive transformation. But cognitive transformation, for example, like the Newtonian physics, and later the paradigm shift in physics, quantum physics, and relativity theory, we see there is a whole paradigm shift in physics. So with Newton, for example, the discovery of the gravity and so forth, so these are just amazing. These are all cognitive transformation. But the cognitive transformation, within that, we see that there are various levels of subtlety. Cognitive transformation brought about by the relativity theory, quantum physics, is way subtler in comparison with the Newtonian physics. Likewise, for example, the neuroscience 100 years ago, and but today, there's a stark contrast in the subtlety. So, although it's about the information, within information we see that some are very gross information, some are very subtle. Likewise, the cognitive transformation. So, way before Buddha Shakyamuni, there were many teachers who rendered who render the say the healing in the form of bringing about cognitive transformation. But the cognitive transformation, or the cognitive, say the realization of the ontology proposed in those days, were way grosser in comparison with what the Buddha taught 2,500 years ago. And of course, it's not about being biased or chauvinistic. It's about, now it's very easy. We can study them discreetly of what was taught before Buddha Shakyamuni, what was taught at the time Buddha Shakyamuni, and what is being taught by the Western philosophers like Hildegard, or the Russell, and David Hume. In fact, David Hume is the first philosopher whose book I read on when I was in Cambridge. It was introduced to me by the Western psychologist, Western philosopher, a brilliant philosopher who was the chief editor of the Cambridge Encyclopedia of Philosophy. So what I'm saying here is that the cognitive transformation, what the Buddha taught, is really, really revolutionizing. What we are seeing is not reality. And actually, we live in like a dream. So, say when we dream, we think that we're in the real world, and then we're affected. How many agree with me that in the dream, you're affected by the dream? Somebody says, you stop it, and you feel so offended, so sad, so angry, and somebody's nice to you, you're very happy, and a lion comes, you run away. So all these emotional stirs happen in the dream, all because of the belief that the dream is real. The moment you wake up, that is when you revolutionize your thinking. The basic belief that what's happening now is real, is being dismantled. When you wake up, to discover that whatever happened in dream, it was totally empty of objective reality. They're all purely subjective dream. Therefore, all the emotions will dissolve, and say the joy and peace restored. Okay, so with this, we need the two things. One is cognitive transformation, and the other is affective transformation. I'd like to give you a little bit about the cognitive transformation. This can be really, really very helpful, particularly when we go through tough times, difficult times with respect to your day-to-day life challenges of relationships and so forth, which are very complicated. Okay, so one thing is, let's say that how many of you are, okay, raise hands, how many of you are, let's say, the 17 and below, age-wise, 17 and below, raise hands, 17 and below, okay, how many, 1, 2, okay, so when I say on the 17 and below, okay, how many, 2? Okay, so these two people, let us be very, they don't feel offended. They don't feel offended. 17 below, so these two, they're a little happy, and others are not happy. Others not happy because, okay, now he's making us feel old, right? And the two feel very happy. Okay, we are the youngest. You're getting it? Okay, now look at this. Don't feel offended. Okay, so now even the age. We talk about, age is just a number. But when somebody says age is a number, it's just to console you, right? For example, I'm 57. And then somebody, Geshe-la, you're already 57. Yes, I'm 57. That was, Geshe-la, don't worry, age is just a number. This is just to make me happy. There's no rationality behind this. Now, the real rationality is to bring about, the cognitive, the revolution of your own thinking. So how? Let's say that, do you agree with me that age is related to your body? It's not about the mind. Let us be extremely realistic. Let us be realistic. Let us not exaggerate. Okay, how many agree with me? Age is related to your body. Biological age is about the body. It's not about the mind. Raise hands. How many agree with me? Raise your hands. Okay, good. So which means that age is related to your body. And do you agree with me? Okay, now I'm taking all of us step by step, step by step. First step is that we see that, oh, I am not 17. I'm older than 17. Okay. Then those who feel that, oh, I'm 16, I'm 17, we are the only two young ones amongst these group of people. We are young. You're a little happy. And the others feel a little heavy. Oh, he's making us feel old, right? So this young and old, this is undeniable fact. Undeniable fact. But we're going to soon discover that even this, what we call as undeniable fact, is also like illusion, like a dream. How? Don't say that, oh no, age is just a figure, it's a number. No, this doesn't work. It's just to console somebody. It does not, it'll not let somebody be convinced. There's no basis for people to feel convinced. But this, what the Buddha taught, this will really give you conviction to bring about cognitive transformation, and you'll be just amazed. At the same time, you'll feel yourself in like a limbo. Okay, now look, both are facts, right? And then mentally, you may feel a little disturbed. If you feel mentally disturbed by seeing that cognitively, there are two contradictory information coming to my mind, cognitively, and both are facts. So you may feel a little disturbed. If it does happen, there's a very good indication. You can. It's indication that you have a tremendous potential to go in this direction, to unfold the ontological reality, to really keep your mind calm and cool under any given external situations. Okay, now let's explore. Step 2 is that the age, okay, I'm not 17, I'm older than 17, or I'm 17, I'm 16. So this age is purely a physical reality. It's about related to the body. It's not with the mind. For example, Buddha at the age of like 10, 11, 12, his mental thinking with respect to compassion, with respect to intelligence, is way higher than the ordinary people. But biologically, he was very young, age 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And whereas some people, so biologically, they can be very old, 50, like my age, 60, 70, but mentally, they may be so immature. So, age is purely a physical age or biological age, which is determined by your body. Okay, this we acknowledged. Now the next question is, your body is now step 3. Your body is nothing but made of, let's say, the body components or the different organs, like the skin, the fatty tissues inside, then the cartilages, muscles, the bones, the heart, the lungs, and so forth. This is another fact. The body is made of these things, these organs. And next step, these organs are made of molecules, tissues, molecules. These molecules are made of, and the molecule, okay, let's say the cells. The cells are made of, say, the chromosome, let's say first nucleus, cytoplasm, cell membrane, and so forth. And within the nucleus, we see that there is the cytoplasm, and within the nucleus, we see the chromosomes. Chromosomes is nothing but made of DNA molecules. And molecules are nothing but made of atoms. And atoms are made of electrons, protons, neutrons. This is a fact. In other words, whether you're young or old, we're all nothing, our body's nothing but made of electrons, protons, neutrons. So this is who we are. The older ones, younger ones, we're nothing but made of these components. And these physical components, there's no age difference. All these physical electrons, protons, neutrons, they all are equally as old as 15 billion years. Because for electrons, protons, neutrons, there is no annihilation. There's no creation, there's no annihilation. At the most, they can be converted to the energy, and energy converted to matter. This is at the most, this is what can happen. Besides this, there's no creation, there's no annihilation, according to the law of physics. How many of you agree with me in a sense? How many agree with me? You don't know? You don't? Okay, so there's one. Yes, there's some of you. This is law of physics. It's not religious. It's not religion at all. This is law of physics. Okay, now on that level, we're nothing. We see ourselves as girls, boys, young, old, and so forth. Essentially, we're nothing but a poor bunch of electrons, protons, neutrons. And on that level, there's no age difference. All are same age. All the electrons, protons, neutrons, which constitute one body, came from 15 billion years ago. The Big Bang, singularity, which exploded to create the Big Bang 15 billion years ago, and now 15 billion years ago, and then what? The 4 billion years ago, the 4.6 billion years ago, solar system, the planet Earth came to being, and 4 billion years ago, the water came on the planet Earth, according to physics, not according to Buddhist philosophy. So according to physics, the water came 4 billion years ago. With the water, around the same time, unicellular organism came to being. The first, our ancestor, with respect to our body, the first ancestor came 4 billion years ago, a unicellular organism. And then where did this unicellular organism acquire this body? Go back 4.6 billion years ago when the planet Earth came out of the sun. And go back 15 billion years ago when the singularity exploded in the form of Big Bang. So in essence, what we are saying, essentially speaking, that all the atoms in the universe, your body, electrons, protons, neutrons, which constitute your body, and electrons, protons, neutrons, which constitute the body of a young boy, a young girl, they're all same age on that level. So now, who is old and who is young? Okay, now I know that those who are 17 plus, they are very happy. They're very happy because, okay, now I'm not older, So age-wise, which is determined by your body, on the body level, which can be reduced to electrons, protons, neutrons, on that level, nobody's young, nobody's old, everybody's equally 15 billion years old. Now the question is, yes, that's very true. That's very true. Okay, that's very true. I'm just nothing but made of cells, and the cells are nothing but made of the chromosomes, cytoplasm, and so forth. And chromosomes are nothing but made of DNA molecules, and DNA molecules made of electrons, protons, neutrons, some atoms, electrons, protons, neutrons, and on that level, all the electrons, protons, neutrons, they are same age. Okay, that's true. That's a fact. That's a fact established by the biology and physics. Biology, chemistry, and then further elementary physics. That's true. But undeniably, we see another fact to see that, yes, we cannot think of somebody with the great parents alive and you dead. No. Great parents, they passed away a long time ago. They're older, and we're younger, who came later. Yes, there's an undeniable fact there. And then on the other side, there's no age gap, there's no age difference. All are just equally 15 billion years old. This is also another fact. How to reconcile the two? This is a serious question posed. So, if you come to know that the sense of, let's say that, oh, this is very useful, this is so beautiful, this is so handsome, that sense will dissolve and your mind will feel at calm and at ease. Oh, I'm old, that mind will also calm down. Yet, the reality is that there's young, old, these things are there. For example, say male, female. We talk about the gender, male, non-male, female, non-female. What is gender? Gender is nothing but of the body. I'm sure everybody agree with me. Gender is nothing but only possible based on the body, and the body is nothing but made of electrons, protons, neutrons. And on that level, there's no male atom and female atom. There's no. And if at all you want to talk about the gender, say electrons are considered as female. Negative, again, negative, positive, again, this is a complicated thing, right? Sometimes negative means good. Sometimes negative means positive. Negative means good. Sometimes positive means bad. COVID positive is bad. COVID positive is bad. Okay. And then the person is very negative is bad. Person is positive is good. COVID positive is bad. So it's all relative. It's all how you use the language. So what I'm saying is that they say on that level, there's no gender. There's no gender. Who's young, who's old, who's male, who's non-male, who's female, who's non-female. There's no difference on that level. But on the surface level, we do see a difference of gender. We do see a difference of age. These are realities. So how to reconcile this? This is where the Buddha taught form is empty. In Heart Sutra, form is empty. Empty is form. Form is empty, meaning that the physical form that we see as gender, as young, as age, so these are all objectively, or they're all empty. Subjectively, they appear as the gender difference and age difference. These all appear. In other words, all the functionalities of the world operate on the subjective level. On the objective level, things are all empty from the object. So, why the emotions arise of anger, attachment, and so forth arise is because of our belief in things as objectively real, while in reality, objective things are all empty. So, say that how many of you have seen the painting of Mona Lisa? Raise hands. How many of you have seen the painting of Mona Lisa? Okay, it may not be the real painting. Real painting is in France, but at least the copy of the painting, you have seen that. Good. So just imagine that you are looking at the painting of Mona Lisa. If you're looking at the painting of Mona Lisa, if your eyes are as powerful as electron microscope, do you think that you will enjoy the Mona Lisa painting? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Let me see this very serious question. So, painting of Mona Lisa, we say, oh, this is a painting. This painting is extremely expensive paintings, a classic painting. But if you look at through, not with your naked eyes, but with a very powerful eyes like electron microscope, you will not see the painting. You will just see the electrons, protons, neutrons. You will just see the atoms. That's it. You will not see the painting. Where's the painting? And earlier, we see the painting as so objectively real. Now we see that objectively there's no painting. But we see the painting only when you look at through the naked eyes. So the reality is that all our emotions of attachment, anger, jealousy, fear, and so forth, they all arise out of the belief in objective reality. Okay, now let me conclude. There's cognitive transformation. Cognitively, what makes us fall prey to the emotions of anger, attachment, sadness, depression, anxiety, panic attack, and so forth is all because of seeing things as objectively real. Now, the Buddha discovered, and Buddha actually helped us to discover that nothing objectively exists. Instead, everything does exist, they exist subjectively, nothing exists objectively. So, when you see things objectively real, what's the problem? It's like seeing the dream as real. When you see the dream as real, when do you see the dream as real? Cognitively, you see the dream as real. When? In the dream or outside dream? Of course, in the dream. So, in the dream, you see the dream as real, objectively real. And then you are stirred into emotions of fear, attachment, craving, jealousy, fear, and so forth. And then what happens? You wake up. What happens? These emotions subside. This fear subside. Why the fear subsides? When you wake up, to discover that the dream was not objectively real, the dream was empty of objective reality. Okay, so that is when you wake up, there's a cognitive transformation. Earlier, you are misguided by the erroneous cognition to see that the dream is real. When you wake up, it's a cognitive the transformation to see that what is seen, the dream to be seen as object real, this is faulty. The dream is empty of objective reality. The moment you cognitively see the dream is empty of objective reality, the fear in the dream dissolves. So what is anxiety? What is depression? These are all related to fear. These are all related to fear. And the fear dissolves when you cognitively realize that things are objectively empty. So, now the next question is, does it mean that nothing exists? Everything's empty? No. The Buddha taught, form is empty. Emptiness is form. Where objectively empty, but subjectively is a physical form. Subjectively, there's the age difference. There's a gender difference. So, the subjectively everything operates. If you know things are purely subjectively there, your emotions will be under control. So, we seeing things as subjectively there, then it's very beautiful understanding of the emptiness. Emptiness doesn't mean nothingness. Emptiness means the emptiness of independent existence. So in this connection, what I'd like to share with you is that Heart Sutra, which is commonly being recited amongst the Tibetans, the Chinese, and the Mongolian belt, the Himalayan belt. In Heart Sutra, when it's said that the form is empty, so it's talking about the truth of the two truths. The first truth of the ultimate truth. Then the emptiness is form. It's talking about the conventional truth. Then empty is not other than form. Form is also not other than emptiness. And the last two lines talk about the oneness of the two truths in terms of the entity. Entity-wise, these two are one, same nature, but different isolates. So, having said this, how do we know that the things, if they're empty objectively, then how do you decide whether or not things exist? This is a very serious question. So for this, if emptiness leaflet, if you say that things are all empty and you stop there, it can take you to nihilism. And following nihilism will have an adverse effect on your emotions. Your emotions will be constantly challenged by, the belief that things don't exist at all. So, how to manage emotions while not being challenged by these day-to-day life struggles is to see the emptiness in its true form. What does it mean by emptiness in true form? Emptiness in true form means emptiness not in the form of nihilism, but emptiness in the form of dependent origination. When we understand emptiness in the form of dependent origination, then you will not fall into nihilism. So nihilism is totally what contradicts the conventional world, whereas the emptiness in the form of dependent origination, it does not contradict, instead is compatible with the conventional world. So what does it mean by that? Emptiness in the form of dependent origination. This is a very serious question. For this, what I'll do say is that before we plunge into the concept of emptiness, we need to pass through. We need to succeed in giving correct answers to two questions. First question is: do things exist? Anybody who's interested to talk about emptiness, the first question is: do things exist? If the answer is no, you fall into nihilism. You're saying things don't exist. This nihilism. This is not emptiness. Now, only if you say that, yes, of course things exist, that you are in Singapore, I'm in India, and you are young, I'm old. These are all facts. These are all realities. We cannot deny these realities. Only when you say that, yes, things exist as they are, then you are entitled to go for the second question. Second question is, if do things exist? If things exist, how do they exist? Objectively or subjectively? Then if you say things exist objectively, you're bound to be tossed into the emotions, stirred into emotions of attachment, anger, jealousy, fear, and so forth, like being in the dream. Failing to see the dream as subjective and instead seeing it as objective real, you're tossed into emotions in dream. So the second question is, do things exist? How do things exist? If you say things exist subjectively, then you pass the second question. Whereas if you say things exist objectively, you fall into absolutism, extreme of absolutism. So staying away from two extremes will only then allow you to go into the middle way. The middle way is emptiness. In other words, if somebody were to ask you what is emptiness, emptiness is a middle way. It's not nihilism, it's not absolutism, it's a middle way. Now, when you say emptiness is the middle way, how is it the middle way? Again, you have to explain it. So, emptiness is the first. Okay, there are three axioms to keep in mind. The first axiom is that emptiness means dependent origination. Number two, dependent origination means the middle way. Therefore, emptiness means the middle way. For example, if I tell you that in geometry or in maths, I tell you A equals B and B equals C. It's your job to tell me that, okay, do you mean to say A equals C? This is your job. So likewise, I said emptiness equals dependent origination and dependent origination equals middle way. So your job is to tell me, therefore, you are saying that emptiness equals the middle way. Yes. Emptiness in the middle way is not nihilism, it is not absolutism. Nihilism and absolutism, these are the two extremes. Okay, now the next question, we have to prove these three axioms. How emptiness equals the middle way, number one. Then how emptiness equals dependent origination, and how dependent origination equals the middle way. Therefore, how emptiness equals the middle way. Okay, first, how emptiness equals, these are all cognitive, say the activity they're employing to bring about cognitive transformation in your mind so that your emotions will be under control. So, the first, emptiness equals dependent origination. To know this, we need to know 5 points. First is emptiness. Emptiness does not mean nothingness. Emptiness is a short form of emptiness of independent existence. And if I ask the students here, say, what's the meaning of who? What is the meaning of who? You may say, oh, you know English. Why are you asking me what is who? Right? So I'm not asking who is who. I'm asking what's the full form of WHO. Who, I don't mean who are you. I mean the full form of WHO, which is World Health Organization. So when somebody uses the word who, don't take it too seriously. The person may be referring to something else, World Health Organization, which is who is a short form of World Health Organization. So likewise, when I say emptiness, it is a short form of emptiness of independent existence. So emptiness, don't say that everything is empty. This is what happens oftentimes amongst even some of the professors who claim to be Buddhist, the philosophy professors, who do not get the chance to study the Buddhist philosophy very systematically. Instead, they just read books and then explain to the students. This is where they can go wrong. So, even some of the acclaimed professors, they say that Buddha taught that nothing exists. This is a disaster. This is not the real concept. So, emptiness is not nothingness. Emptiness is a short form of emptiness of independent existence. Number two. Number three, emptiness of independent existence means nothing exists independently. Number three. Nothing exists independently means number 4. Everything exists by dependence. If nothing exists independently, they exist. How they exist? They exist by dependence. Number 4. They exist by dependence means they exist by by dependence. They come into existence, or they come into origination. Dependent origination. So from these 3 points, we deduce that emptiness means dependent origination. The next, dependent origination means the middle way. How? Because dependent origination has 2 sides, dependence and origination. When you say dependence, what does it reject? It rejects independence. When you say dependent origination, it rejects independence. Independence and absolutism, these two mean the same. Absolute reality, independent reality, independent the idea or absolute idea. These two mean the same. So when you say dependence, it rejects independence, it rejects the extreme of absolutism. And the other side is origination, dependent origination. When it's origination, origination means something comes into origination, something comes into existence. What is the opposite of existence? Non-existence. When you say origination, it rejects nihilism, non-existence. So dependence, by dependence, it rejects the extreme of absolutism. And origination, it rejects the extreme of nihilism. Rejecting the two, combining the two together, dependent and origination, combining the two together, the two extremes are rejected. Rejecting the two extremes is following the middle way. Therefore, dependent origination means the middle way. Now the third axiom. Therefore, emptiness means the middle way. Why? Because emptiness means dependent origination, and dependent origination means the middle way. Therefore, emptiness means the middle way. So when you understand emptiness is the middle way, rejecting the intrinsic reality or absolute reality and espousing subjective reality, all your emotions will be under control. And what is the benefit? What is the benefit of seeing the emptiness concept? Is that emptiness concept serves like a tea strainer. Okay, how many of you have used tea strainer in your life? Raise hands. In your life, how many of you have used tea strainers? One girl? That's it. Only one girl. 2 girls. Okay, others, do you know what is tea strainer? How many of you know what is tea strainer? Right? Okay. Okay, many of us, we use the tea bag. So therefore you don't know what is tea strainer. Tea strainer is say what is that? A kitchen tool. A kitchen tool, or and it is you boil a tea, and they say the tea leaves, the remnants, you cannot drink them, you cannot take them. So you have to separate the tea leaves from the drinkable tea. So you separate them by using this tea strainer. So this tea strainer will stop the non-drinkable tea leaves and will freely let flow the drinkable tea. So likewise, seeing the emptiness is like this tea strainer, which blocks all your mental stress, the undesirable emotions, attachment, anger, jealousy, fear, and so forth, and it will freely let flow your compassion, your virtues, your joys, happiness. This is amazing, this concept of emptiness. This is known as bringing about a cognitive transformation to manage emotions. All the destructive emotions will be subsided, and the positive emotions will be encouraged, will exude. Oftentimes the psychologists or the counselors, mental health counselors, oftentimes what they say is that if you have some mental stress, or you vent it, you express it, and some say that don't express it. Okay, so what should we do? Anyone? What is your thought when you have some certain emotional crisis, anxiety, anger, stress, and so forth? Should you express it, or should you contain it? Anyone? Raise hands. What do we say? Anyone? What do you think?
Hi, doing meditation.
Doing meditation. So my question, should we express or not express it? So in a way, this girl is saying, no need to express. Do meditation. Is what he's saying? Yes. Okay, this is a wise answer. Thank you. In fact, some people say that express it. If you don't express it, it can implode. Implode meaning it will explode inside. It will explode. Some say, oh, they don't express it. Yes, if you don't express it, many people then they go through deep problem. And if they express, this is what is the problem. If you express, this is a problem. Express, it can become a chronic disease. Then your mind will easily manifest in the form of expression of the anger, outburst of the angers, and so forth. So, what should we do? What I would say is that it requires a great skill. As this girl rightly said, that we require great skill. Say, when somebody does not have the opportunity for practice or good teachers, then say temporarily you can express a little bit. If you don't express it, it can implode inside, which is very dangerous. So what is advised to do is that before things can go really out of control, we have to attend these classes. How to bring about cognitive transformation of mind, where your emotions will be under control. Where for somebody, such one event can actually easily trigger agitation, anger, and so forth. Whereas you, through your cognitive transformation practice, you're able to contain your emotions well, and you are not agitated. You are calm, cool. So we require these trainings. These trainings are so precious, particularly to bring about the cognitive transformation in the perception of the world. Then your emotions will be greatly under control. One. Then number two is quickly to expand your compassion. To expand your compassion, so that again that is again a great skill to manage your emotions. When you expand your compassion. And how to expand the compassion, that's not easy. And some people say that, hey, practice compassion. Then, yes, I want to practice, but I don't feel compassion towards my neighbor, very complicated neighbor. To some people who are very nasty to me, I don't feel compassion. I want to feel it, but it's not coming. No, practice compassion. This is very unwise approach. So the point is that we cannot simply say, yes, I'll practice compassion. It will not happen automatically. We need to again say the smart way of bringing about. The first one is purely cognitive transformation. Here is by working on these 5 points, changing the number 3, discrimination. How do we view things? Learn how to view things differently. And your compassion automatically comes into being. Let me give you a simple example. Let's say that a mother and the child, say the mother feels so much concern for the child, and the mother has a little bit of, and the child also loves the mother, and the mother says that, okay, today when I was doing the breathing meditation, it comes to the 14 in a minute, in 1 minute, 14. And then the daughter says, Mom, it's 14. You said, yes. Actually, the mother said 40, but either she pronounced it badly or you heard it wrong. 14 and 40. There's some communication gap. And you heard it's 14. Mom is 14? Yes, and mom also doesn't pay too much attention to what you're saying. Said, yes. And then, no, is it there's health issue, health hazard, you have to go to hospital. And the mother said, why? So your breath is just 14 a minute. It's very abnormal. I didn't say 14, I said 40. Then the daughter or the son will say that you said 14, and the mother said no, I said 40. Right? And then the two volumes keep increasing, and blood pressure, meanwhile blood pressure increases in both, right? But whereas when the mother said I said 40, right, the daughter should be, instead of saying you said 14, instead of that, daughter should hug the mother. I'm so glad, mom, thank you so much, it's 40, it's not 14, I'm so glad, thank you, rather than fighting with the mother. You said 14, and the mother said you're justifying yourself, justify what you said. So therefore, this is all coming out of selfishness. Selfishness means it's opposite of compassion. So if it's genuine compassion, you should hug the mother, and the mother should also hug you. Oh, I'm sorry, I made you think that is my bad pronunciation. I meant to say 40, and then you heard it 14. I'm very sorry. I just create unnecessary anxiety in you. No, it's 40. Please be happy. Mom and the daughter also should be feeling so happy. I'm so glad it's not 14, it's 40. I'm so glad. Rather than saying, no, you said 14. And the mother says, no, I said 40. Right? So this is where unskillfulness kicks in and both unnecessarily suffer. So whereas if you demonstrate compassion in a skillful way towards your parents, towards others, in fact, there are two methods taught in Buddhism. This is amazing, two methods taught in Buddhism, where your compassion expands to your family members, to your neighbors, to everyone in Singapore, to everyone in the world, to the human beings, to the animals, to the plants, to everyone. So these two methods are taught by the Buddha. And these two methods, in fact, I would greatly encourage Manla and Vichengla, two of you, please raise hands. Manla and Vichengla, raise hands. In fact, I would greatly encourage all the students to learn from two of them. They, of course, they are highly educated. Their knowledge is so good. And on top of that, the Buddhist learning of these two methods, what is the ontological reality out there, how to bring about the cognitive transformation so that we can manage emotions. Two of them are so good at it. So I would highly request two of them to please teach these youngsters what are the two methods, how to understand emptiness, and how to manage your emotions. The two of them are so thorough. So the young ones, I would greatly encourage you to please request two of them to teach you these techniques. And for example, say Singapore is a place where there's so much of competition, or everybody's very educated, so therefore everybody needs a good job, and there's so much competition in the job market. So therefore, no doubt stress will be there, very common amongst the youngsters. So how to manage these? It's not just meditation, mindfulness meditation. No, this will just help you temporarily. But the real, which will make you somebody who is extremely confident in your the emotional management, and then not only to manage your own emotion but help others, would be learn how to bring about a cognitive transformation, to see emptiness and to expand the circle of compassion towards everybody, so that you, no matter what is happening in the world, external disturbances, your mind will be at ease and calm. Your mind will never be prone to agitation and the sadness, fear, and so forth. Your mind will be really under control. This is what I would suggest. Okay, so I'll stop here, and if you have questions, I'll be very happy. Any questions? Please feel free to ask any questions that you might have. And the questions can be any kind, not necessarily what I talk to you. It can be anything related to Buddhism, Buddhism versus science, or anything that you'll ask. Feel free. Or you may ask me, what food do you eat normally? Or you may even ask me, why did you become a monk? Anything. But don't ask me the question. But don't ask me such questions like, how do you derive E equals MC square? So better you meet a physicist rather than me. So otherwise you can ask any other questions. Anyone? Please raise hands.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Hi, Venerable Geshe. Is it Geshe? Geshe, okay.
Dorji Damdul. Yes.
So I'm struggling with depression and also like anxiety, right? And I find my mind is like the thing is I'm kind of a overthinker. So like I will kind of be very suspicious of and interrogate my own emotional responses. Like if I have an instinctive emotional response, then I'll judge myself. Oh, I shouldn't feel this way. Then I'll come up with reasons like why feeling this way is wrong. And then but then how to stop this kind of thought process? Because like when I judge myself, is for example, if I notice, oh, I'm experiencing envy, or if I'm experiencing hatred, or if I'm experiencing helplessness, then I will judge these emotions as um like morally wrong or maybe like unfavorable. Then I will keep thinking, trying to think of reasons like why it's wrong, and then kind of being too harsh on myself. So how to stop that?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. In fact, the reason why I usually give preference to the young people with respect to my time is that the young people have the potential. The elders, they already have they know the world, they have the experience of the world in their own ways. But the young ones are they have the tremendous potential to grow. And meanwhile, because that they are now coming out into the world after school, then you meet with a lot of challenges. So therefore, I truly feel that it's so important for the people to interact with the youngsters and then listen to them. And this is very important. And then what you said is exactly what many of the youngsters go through. And thank you so much for the speaking on behalf of all those people who are going through the same problem. So, let me share the first thing that the courses that Tibet House Delhi we run. The courses is mainly about the managing our emotions, like how to stop overthinking, and how to stop the anxiety, how to stop being judgmental, how to stop being harsh on yourself, and so forth. These are the things that we teach under Tibet House the program. Nalanda Master's course, Nalanda Diploma course, Nalanda Certificate course, and now Nalanda Introductory course. So if there's anybody who likes to be enrolled in any of these courses, I would highly, of course, for you, I would also inform you that for the students, there is a great deal of the scholarship given for any student, and it's going to be is highly subsidized in the first place, and then for the students, even that is even more subsidized, and for the monastics is 100% the scholarship. Any monastic. For the students, it's like 75% scholarship. And what you pay is just so insignificant. Okay. So the purpose for Tibet House to run these programs is not for money. It's just to His Holiness the Dalai Lama give a very clear instruction to us that your job is not for conversion. Your job is simply to spread happiness, to spread the common sense in other people, spread compassion, and teach the people how to how to make your family happier. If this is what you can spread, this is the purpose of your Tibet house, established in Delhi, New Delhi, by His Holiness the Dalai Lama in 1964. So, having said this, in all these teachings, we begin by saying that the agenda of our course is twofold. Number one, be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself, which means don't be harsh. Simply, for example, let's say you are envious. There's envy in you with respect to somebody else. Oh no, you're so bad. I'm so bad. No, don't ever be harsh on yourself. So the first one is be kind to yourself. Don't be harsh. Be kind to yourself. Number two, be wisely kind to yourself. Be wisely kind to yourself. What does it mean by that? The first, when I say be kind to yourself, okay, everybody's so happy. Okay, then he's encouraging us not to be harsh on ourselves. Then after 20 years from now, say at the moment, if you are at 20 years old, and then another 20 years you become 40, and then you feel that your life is quite challenging, and then you suddenly you remember 10 or 20 years ago, Manla and Vichangla, they organized a talk by somebody by the name Geshe something Dorji or something, and he said that be kind to yourself. I remember that. Okay, now look, I'm going through a very tough time, and I should be kind now. So you go to the pubs. You go to the pubs for drink, meant to be kind to yourself. You remember that be kind to yourself, but you don't remember the second line. Second line says, be wisely kind to yourself. Going to the pubs is not a wise way of being kind. It's an unwise way of being kind, because it gives you more miseries. It gives you more problems. So therefore, what should we do? Is that how to manage this? This is known as the managing your emotions. So the one thing is that, say, the emotions like anger, attachment, jealousy, or somebody judging on you, and so forth. When you feel that somebody is judging on you, even this is also very disturbing. And then you feel lonely, and the overthinking. He must be saying like this. He must be thinking like this about me. Overthinking. This can be really disturbing. So, and these emotions which disturb you, these emotions are known as afflictions. And these emotions, they can take take two different forms. One, mild form, and the other, a very aggressive form. When it is at the peak, or at the peak of the aggression, it just overwhelms you with these emotions. Advice given is, go to your room, sit cross-legged or sit in a comfortable chair, and don't think of anything. Try to blank out your mind. Just focus your mind on the breath. Focus on the breath. Even though the world is collapsing, don't worry. Just focus on the breath. And focus on breath and take a deep breath. Breathe out. Again, breathe, deep breath in, deep breath out. Just do that like 21 times. Just focus your mind on the breath. When you do that, it is like a miracle. Before you enter the room where your mind is so agitated, your mind is so disturbed, heaviness, there's so like something inside that metal, some solid metal is there, is pulling you down. So with this practice, this exercise, you'll feel light. Instantly you'll feel light. This is number one practice. Then the next is that when you feel, say, all this, for example, the envy or jealousy or the feeling lonely and so forth, just after the breath, 21 times of the deep breath exercise. Then you focus on the spot, just your eyes. Just look at your chest where you feel the heaviness. Just observe that, and try to see with the eyes, with your mental consciousness. Try to see what is that feeling like. What is that feeling? The feeling of heaviness, the feeling of the fear, feeling of overthinking. Just what is that feeling like? Don't think of what is overthinking. No, feeling of overthinking. When you overthink, what is the feeling like? The heaviness, disturbance coming you. Just focus on the feeling. For example, say you go out and there is you say you are sweating. Humidity, heat, you come inside the room, the aircon, you feel pleasant feeling. That is the feeling that I'm talking about. Pleasant, unpleasant, heaviness, disturbance. That's the feeling that I'm talking about. Just observe this feeling. Keep observing it. Just keep observing the feeling. What is it feeling like? Keep observing it. You may succeed. You may not succeed. If you don't succeed, don't worry. If you succeed, what happens is that you will start to feel this earlier, either congestion or heaviness putting you down, suffocation. It'll just ease out. The heaviness will become light. Suffocation will ease out. Disturbance will quell. You'll feel it. You'll feel it. If you don't succeed in this, don't worry. Again, do the deep breathing. Do deep breathing exercise like 21 times. Don't think of anything else. Focus on the breath. Just focus on the breath and do this 21 times. So that the very aggressive form of the mind, mental state, will subside. Then little remnants will be left. When the remnants are left, just observe your mind. Observe your mind where it was heart. What is that feeling like? Where is this feeling? Just keep observing it. And once you identify the feeling, keep observing it. Like a naughty child there, being so mischievous, keep observing. Don't comment. Don't say bad, you're good. Don't comment at all. Just keep observing it. Keep observing it. And to your surprise, when you become really good in this practice, then keep observing it. Instantly, what is so suffocating will gradually will become unentangled. The heaviness you'll feel light. So the disturbance, you'll feel the ease. It does happen. This is number 2. Then the long-term solution is try to see that everything is like a dream. Even that thing which triggered unhappiness means like a dream. And for this you need to have a great deal of studies. How things are like dream. No room for blind faith. No room for blind faith. This conviction must come to you through your extensive studies. And all these studies are made available in Tibet House. Tibet House Delhi. They're taught in English. Delhi English, so you can have easy access to this in the form of different study programs. Nalanda Studies, Nalanda Master's Course, Nalanda Diploma Course, and the Vichengla, Manla, 2 of them. They already did the Nalanda Master's Course, the first batch of 5 years. They completed so successfully, and now they are continuing to do the second batch also, because that they could really see the benefit out of this. And then I'm constantly encouraging 2 of them to continue to share what they've learned, the wisdom that they have learned to other people. This is what the requests are made to them, and this is one thing. Then how to expand this compassion. Say, when you feel the compassion towards others, you will stop being judgmental, because the mother will not be judgmental of the daughter, of the son, generally speaking, because of the love and affection. Somebody else may easily judge you, but your mother will not judge you, or your father will not judge you. Generally speaking, there could be exceptions. So why? Because they love you. When the genuine love and affection comes, then this feeling of the judgmental judgmental feeling automatically subsides, and your envy subsides. The generally speaking, the mother doesn't feel envious of the daughter. So why? Because of love. So there's a practice of how to expand your the compassion towards all the beings. And again, it can never happen through blind faith. Oh, the Buddha said, have love towards everybody. If you don't do that, then you're going against the Buddha's advice. No, this is not the Buddha's approach. There's no blind faith. There's no room for blind faith. The Buddha taught that all these things must be through proper education, proper educating your mind. You have to educate the mind through a proper information. So we have learned these steps. There are the two major steps. There are two major methods to generate this unconditional love towards all the beings. And these two methods are known as the sevenfold cause-effect method to generate bodhicitta and the method of equalizing and exchanging self for others. These two methods are so powerful, and you'll feel that, wow, it's amazing. In fact, there's one, the lady who was actually not a Buddhist. But later, she did the PhD in Buddhist philosophy. She did a PhD in Western psychology, and she started as a clinical psychologist as a career. And she felt that it is not really helping her clients. Then she came to learn about the Buddhist psychology. She learned the Buddhist psychology and she applied it. She said that it's very effective teaching the Buddhist, applying the Buddhist psychology in her clinical field. Her clients are being greatly benefited so quickly. So therefore, she started to teach the Buddhist psychology herself. So this is the greatness of the Buddhist teachings of the psychology and the philosophy. So what we suggest is that that we need to have the short-term plan and the long-term plan to manage our emotions so that we can be kind to ourselves and we can be wisely kind to ourselves. Thank you. Okay, more questions? Anyone has a question? Any other question? Welcome.
Good evening, Ven Geshe. So I have a question because you brought out ontology a few times, right? So my question to you is that in ontology, there's two extreme systems. One is the deontological ethics. The other one is actually the consequentialist ethics. So in both ontological, one say that the ontological ethics actually focus on the structural order of world, while consequentialist ethics say that the actions of the outcome matters more, even if the action itself is wrong. So I just want to hear from your opinion that under the system of ontological framework orders, right, how should one pursue ethics? Is it a merger of both or just one itself?
Okay, the Witching law or Man law, would you mind repeating the question? Because why I'm saying this is that say my English is more the Indian English, is not Singlish. My English is not Singlish. My English is more English.
I think the question is about ethics. I think you will. We mentioned that there are two systems of ethics: ontological ethics, deontological ethics, and consequentialist ethics. Both comes under the ontological framework, and deontological ethics is based on whether the action is right by itself, and consequentialist ethics is based on whether what the consequence of the action is. So these are the two systems of ethics, and then maybe you can repeat your final question.
Okay. This is a main,
because
and
there have been a lot of philosophers that actually has been debating all those, right? Like whether should one be over the other. So I just want to hear from your view, from your wisdom, all those, right? What should be the right ways if one has to follow ethics, or is it actually a merger of both deontological and consequentialist?
What's your name? Oh, there's an echo there. What's your name?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. This question is Amazing question. Wow. This is my today's takeaway for me. Thank you. This is very good question. The ethics, two kinds of ethics. One, ontological ethics, and the other one's consequentialist ethics. Which of the two do you assent to? Or which of the two do you follow, either or blend of the two? This is amazing, the question. Thank you so much. Okay, in the first place, we need to know what is ethics? Number one, ethics is a code of conduct. How should we behave? Next. Then what is the next question is why do we need ethics? Why do we need ethics? What do we need? Okay. Let's say that the medical ethics, business ethics, or say the ethics in governance. So, say for research ethics, you cannot do simply because that you can do research on anything. No, there's an ethic there. There's a set of code of conduct. You're allowed to do this much. You cannot go beyond this. There's something there. Okay, so basically, let us see if you agree with me. Ethics is a code of conduct, a way of behaving, the way of the behavior, code of conduct. And code of conduct required to maintain the society in a balanced state or in a harmonious state, in a state of growth, not in a state of destruction. This is the ethics. To maintain that the society is harmonious for the growth. When the harmony is there, growth happens. When the harmony is not there, then the destruction happens. It's a suicidal. So therefore, ethics is to make sure code of conduct, which makes sure that the community that you are in is in harmony, not in its destruction. Okay. Now, if that is the case, then there are two kinds of ethics. One is ontological and the other one is consequentialist. So which of the two is to be followed? Okay, so given that the ethics is to bring about harmony in the community, what brings harmony? Apply that. And ontological ethics, which is based on what is right and wrong. If that is what makes the society grow, do that. And on the other hand, say if you do this, then this is consequence. So therefore, there's no hard and fast rule to say that this is good or this is bad. If you do this, then consequence is bad. So this is unethical to do. Through this approach, if the society grows, that is your ethics. In some cases, we may need the overlapping of the two. We may need the conversion of the 2 points. Synthesized version of the two can be beneficial. So finally, they say the ethics per se, instead of saying ontological ethics or consequential ethics, we can say ethics code of conduct to make the community more harmonious for its growth. Then what is that? So is there something to say that this is the ethics required, or this is unethical? Is there some well-defined, like blue, white, red, and so forth? The answer is no. For example, let's say that the Buddha, many lifetimes ago, Buddha himself as a bodhisattva, and he was born as the chieftain of the group of merchants. There were 500 merchants in a single ship, and they were going to the treasure island on for the business trip. And upon the return, there was one merchant who was extremely selfish and greedy, that he wanted to kill the rest of the 499 merchants so that all the wealth he will possess. And the chief of the merchant, who was the actually the one who later to become the Buddha Shakyamuni, he was a Bodhisattva then. Then he knew about this plot of this person's the bad intended person's motivation. Then this chieftain was left with only two options: either to let this person to kill the remaining 499, or he himself to kill him, so that 499 people will be saved. Only two options. There's no way he can counsel him. He will never listen to him. With only these two options left, what he did was that he killed the person, because of all these cognitive thought process built up in his the approach, that if I don't kill this person is going to kill the 499, and 499 will be killed, and all the relatives, the wives, children, the parents, everybody was going to suffer. Like thousands of people will suffer as a consequence. Number two, that this person who is going to kill 499 people, he himself will accumulate so much of negative karma that he has to suffer the consequence in the future too. Whereas if I kill him, I will have negative karma. For this negative karma, if I go to do helping, I will go. I would rather more happy to protect him and protect the remaining 499 people than for me to go to instead of myself, protect myself. So he killed. So now, under such situation, what is the ethics? If you are given only these two choices, what's the right thing to do? So it involves what is known as or superficially speaking, it involves ontology. Ontologically speaking, that killing one and killing many, killing one is less evil, that's better. And consequentialist, because consequence, killing 499, the consequence is huge, and killing one person, consequence so less. So it has a blend of the two. So therefore, what I was saying is that in fact there's no intrinsic the intrinsic entity to be said as this right ethics or this wrong ethics. It requires both to be considered. One is ontologically speaking, and the other one is, for example, telling truth. Always try our best to tell the truth, but there could be exceptions where if you tell the truth, then many people can be in problem. For example, let's say one common example given is that if the hunter is chasing a deer and the deer ran from your right side, and the hunter comes and asks you where did the deer run? If you say my right side, the deer is going to be killed. So you telling the truth can make the deer lose life. Whereas I say from the left side, then the hunter will never find the deer's life is rescued. So the Buddha's teaching is based on compassion. So here, then what the next question is, what is the ethics of telling the truth? Ethics of telling truth, opposite of which is telling lies. Telling lies, the real telling lies is telling lies for your own personal gain, personal benefit. Whereas here is a protection of the deer. You have nothing to gain. You protect the life of the deer is all out of compassion. So these are the elements, these are the factors which we have to look at. And in other words, what we say is that both are very important to think of ontologically and think of the consequence side both. Thank you. The question is so good. Thank you. Any more questions?
So because it's 9 o'clock, which is your 6 p.m., right? Sorry, 6:30. So we will just like to check with the participants. I mean, would you like to ask another question, or shall we just request Daniel Pisala to just give the blessings for your exam success? So what would you prefer? Would you like to stay on to ask another question? No? Okay. So then we will just request the Venerable Geshe to give the blessings for the exams. Then we'll take a group photo and we'll wrap up the session. Yeah. Okay. So Venerable Geshe, can you please just give them the blessings for exam success? Thank you.
Yes. So we will recite first of all, thank you so much, the Manla and Vichingla, both of you, for the organizing this, and for me to meet any young people is very important, for the reason that the world finally is in the hands of the future of the world is in the hands of the young people. So the young people, they decide what the world is going to be like in the future. So therefore, this is so important for us to interact, talk to the young people. And I'm so glad that today, otherwise usually when I come to Singapore, I meet with many young Singaporeans. And this time, yes, it is, although I'm not visiting this year, but I'm meeting all of you through the Manla and Vichingla. Thank you so much, both of you, for organizing this. And I'm so glad to meet each one of you, the young ones. Thank you so much. And of course, for the future, I would say that the Manla and Vichingla, both are there, and both are highly learned. If you say, inquire more, ask more questions, and then ask them for directions. They will then give you more detailed directions. And if possible, if there is a possibility, I would highly suggest that all the students, you can keep in touch with two of them, Manla and Vichingla, and then you can create like a study group where the two of them can lead you, and then show you broader perspective to learn how to manage one's emotions for yourself and for others. Okay, so with this in mind, let me say the verses that the obstacles for your exams be over, and that your exams, there's going to be free flow of your your whatever you have learned. There's a free flow of them in your performance, that your mind is not overwhelmed by haziness or the fogginess and so forth. Instead, your mind could remember things very clearly. So these are my prayers. With this, I will include some the verses and chants that all Buddhist Bodhisattvas bless all of you with your very successful exam. Tabge tuje shage rizo chon shenge meto dege bonjomba seje ubara tawa jebe ku shage gebo tela chaze no o mone mahamona eso 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 o mone mahamona eso. Okay, we will recite the Buddha mantra 21 times together. Buddha mantra is very short. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Swaha. 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 Okay, thank you, Mana Vijayla, and all the students. Thank you.
Okay, we'd like to invite everyone to just come forward to have a group photo with Venerable Geshe.
Hi, Venerable Geshe, thank you so much for having a talk on behalf of NUSPS. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, all of you. Thank you. Bye-bye.